I think that would be the best, um, no problem way of doing it. So, welcome everybody to LinkedIn for Breakfast. Fantastic to have you all here. If you're all wondering why I'm not in my normal office space, I'm on a family holiday in Crete. And as I was explaining to everybody before I hit recording, if you are running a business and you are doing it from a thought leadership point of view, like many of us are here, then having a weekly moment, that one focal point for your marketing, that one key power of one thing that you're doing your marketing every week is super important. And even on a family holiday, it's a great way to do it. And actually, I was just doing a video beforehand, just saying that most hotels that you can go to will have kind of like a conference room in a business center that they barely ever use. And you can get away with just saying, hey, can I use it for an hour or so? The internet's normally pretty good. And you can just use that as your base for your event. So super, super important. And, I know it's working when you're on holiday, but just that 1 hour is all you need to continue a rhythm in your marketing and a consistency. And it's all about consistency. We know that with everything. When you think about marketing, it's that consistency that really builds audience. It's that consistency that helps to drive your message home. And I hope that this is a good example of the kind of strife for consistency, and hopefully you guys can also see that and think about that for your marketing, right? Cool. So ChatGPT and LinkedIn. Let's go deep on that today. I'm going to show you a few things. So let me just share screens and jump on our normal slide deck and show you my kind of start of every LinkedIn for Breakfast presentation. And we always want to give you an idea of our mission. And our mission here is to make this a powerful place for you to learn how to harness LinkedIn for both business development, that's getting your phone ringing and inbox pinging with inquiries, and also brand expansion. What do I mean by brand expansion? People knowing you for something on LinkedIn. That's people understanding that you are a narrator of certain topics and they become synonymous with what you do in your business. And if you can actually nail those two things, both become or for people to become aware of you for certain things and for you to be able to generate leads from that, then you'll know that LinkedIn is a fantastic tool for your marketing armory. It could be your only tool. We talked about the power of one with that weekly moment. But what if you had one place to generate that awareness, LinkedIn, and one weekly moment to bring people into? Then you've suddenly got a fantastic marketing funnel working for you. So hopefully this type of marketing or this demonstration and this network and this community that we've built can help you with that. And our vision really is to make this the best place on earth to learn LinkedIn for free. And we really need your help in assisting with that. And we have this great community. And if you wanted to invite anybody along to this free community, and there's 4,500 members now, and I think Flora probably has just put the link to it in the chat. But if you just Google LinkedIn for Breakfast, you'll find the school group. Anybody can join for free. They just need to be able to put their digits in and be able to join. So do tell friends about it. And we'd love to continue to be able to support and help. The recordings of this session will be in there, plus resources, plus recordings of all the other stuff that we've done in the past. So do jump into that. Cool. Right. So LinkedIn and ChatGPT. How shall we go and attack this, gang? Well, really see it as an important place to be able to generate a relationship with your audience and to generate that thought leadership. But actually, you've got to have a plan. You've got to have a plan for how you're going to put content out, because it's no good being able to say, oh, yeah, I could use AI to be able to help me to create content and help me to create scripts for little 1-minute videos or help me to be able to create a content plan. But what are you trying to achieve with your LinkedIn? And remember what we say, we talk about this funnel concept, this kind of awareness into consideration into convert. And I actually just talked about that a little bit at the start of this session. Having a place to build awareness on LinkedIn, that's actually getting into people's inboxes, connecting with them, building relationships with them, having one weekly moment for people to consider you. So actually, what is your weekly moment? How could that work? And then having one place to draw people into to actually get them to convert, a sales meeting, right? So let me just come out of this and go into the whiteboard of truth and justice and just draw this out. So if we're thinking about this awareness, Oh, I'm doing it on a mouse today, so you have to excuse excuse me, guys. This might be a little bit messy, but hey, let's go. I'm sharing screens, right? I'm just making sure. Yes. Okay. Good stuff. So awareness, consider, and convert. Okay. Whee! Let's go a little bit smaller and convert. So when we're thinking about LinkedIn, it's those are the connection requests that we're doing, and actually finding people on those connection requests, and we're then trying to start to connect. And when they do connect, we want to send them a series of messages, and those messages we're then drawing people into content such as a weekly moment. Now, that weekly moment is basically a cornerstone piece of content. And I see LinkedIn as being able to help you with this. And you can choose one of these. Don't try and do them all, just choose one that's your favorite, right? So it could be an event like this, and you could create this as a LinkedIn event and promote it through LinkedIn. It could be a LinkedIn Live that you could do, and actually a LinkedIn Live. Could be a podcast, and you use LinkedIn to be able to promote that podcast and get subscribers, or do it as a audio stream. You can do that through LinkedIn, or a newsletter, and you can use a LinkedIn newsletter to be able to help people to be able to see it, or a long form video, and then you can upload that long form video to LinkedIn. So that weekly moment can have any of those formats, but ultimately it's being able to people to consider it in depth. So once you've got your weekly moment, then let's try and look at how ChatGPT can really help you to be able to supersize this funnel. So what I want to give you an idea of today is maybe something such as a newsletter. Now, I really love LinkedIn for its newsletter function. And the reason why I find this is a really good tool is if you scroll down to the featured section, you can pin your LinkedIn newsletter to the featured section. And it's the only thing on your profile where you can have a one-click subscribe where people can subscribe. And when people do subscribe, you can then see these subscribers in here. You can see your latest ones, and then you can go and connect with people and then start to actually have conversations with them, right? And we could actually start to use the ChatGPT to help to produce this. And in fact, we're going to build out a custom GPT today that's going to show you how you can create really great newsletter articles in your voice super quickly for a custom GPT. Plus, we're going to build out a GPT that will help you to be able to do comments back to anybody that's commenting on LinkedIn in your voice super quickly. So those are the two things we're going to build today. And I want to show you that because creating custom GPTs are one of the kind of top efficiency things you can do within your business to be able to help not just you, but team members talk as you on social media. Bear with me because I'm going to show you exactly how that works, right? And why it's super important. Okay, so imagine this. You've got a newsletter, and if anybody wants to subscribe to this newsletter, I'll stick it into the chat for you now so you can see what we're talking about. Okay, good stuff. And you'll see here that we can create different newsletters, and newsletters essentially articles online, right? Or posts online. And so when we look at this in ChatGPT, you could just go into a new chat and you could say, hey, could you create, when it clicks on it, could you create a article for me based upon X, Y, and Z, right? The problem is if you create an article, or if you ask it to write an article just straight into ChatGPT, it's going to create it in a bit of a generic way, and everybody goes, oh, well, that was written by ChatGPT. If you can create a custom GPT and feed it with lots of information about you, the business, who you're trying to target, your audience, then that content is going to be far better and written in a way that you would much prefer. And that's where the magic can start to happen. And I'm going to show you how to do that today. So what I want you to do is, first of all, start off and say, create a custom, and I'm just going to show you this GPT that helps me to do two things. One, write articles for LinkedIn, and two, create comments and replies to engagement on LinkedIn, right? So I'm just spitballing with it here. So, and obviously you can excuse my spelling as we go, right? So the whole point is that we want to create this. I will feed you with examples below. Okay. So when we think about examples, what we want to do is we want to go back into LinkedIn and we want to think, well, what examples should we give LinkedIn when we're trying to create a custom GPT for it to speak to us, right? And so what we're going to do is we're going to go into post impressions on our analytics and we're going to go out to 365 days. We're going to show results. And we're going to then scroll down to the top performing posts that we've had. And we're going to look at the posts that have had the best interaction on LinkedIn in terms of impressions, right? And we're going to go look at this and we're going to click on each one. I'm just going to open these in a new tab. And I'm just going to take 3 just as we build this out. And I'm going to take the URL for each one. So I'm going to go into each one and I'm going to go and copy link to the post. Here we go. So I've copied the link to the post for that one. And I'm going to go back to my GPT and I'm going to, so example posts that have done well below. Okay. So I'm basically using the data that I've got that tells me these posts are the best posts that get most engagement for me on LinkedIn. So I'm going to go this one. I'm going to post this one on here. And I'm going to go on to this next one and I'm going to go do the same and I'm going to copy post and I'm going to chuck that into ChatGPT again, right? So we now have posts that are doing do well. Oh, I pressed return there without actually doing it. So 2 seconds, I'm just going to pause it and then I'm going to press this edit message. So if you ever do this, you can then go back in and start to edit the original message. And then you're just basically putting the brakes on. And then I'm going to say example comments that I have created, right? And then you can go down and post a few example comments that you put out that you feel represent you. So actually, I might go and take here and just I'm only just finding a few random comments, right, that I have created and replies. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to teach it how I actually comment and how I say things on this is comment 2 on LinkedIn. And I'm just throwing in, and you could get really detailed with this. You could give it a lot, or you could just go do a little bit more. So let's see previous things here. Here we go. So I'm just going to go here. This is me chatting away about, I don't know, paying council tax, having a moan about paying tax. Who would have thought? Right. So let's post comment 2 in here. Good stuff. And then I'm just going to do comment 3. Now, again, remember, you can do a little bit more kind of filtering on exactly the type of comments that you want to do. But let's just find any more in here. Here we go. I don't know. So just get this right. So, and then paste this in here. And I might just try and post what they said and then my comment back on it. Great stuff. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to say a bit about me and my business. Now, if you've got a brand positioning statement, you could do this. Or if you've got an About Us page on your website, you could use that. So I'm going to go onto my website and I've got a thesis here. So it's like an About page, but I've called it a thesis. So this is my thesis on how to scale to $1 million in revenue as a service sector business. And I'm just going to copy and paste that into the chat. And so you might paste the About section of your website. You might post a little bit more. I might also then go and my LinkedIn profile. And remember, your LinkedIn profile can be found online. So I'm just going to go back onto my LinkedIn. I'm going to go back to me personally, and I'm going to view profile, and then I'm going to post my LinkedIn profile. So I'm just feeding it with loads of information, right? Now I'm going to then press send on this. So now the thing's going to go, right, it's custom GPT. It's seen exactly what I'm trying to achieve. And it's going to build out this GPT, right? So the name of this is LinkedIn Thought Partner. so the Richard Woods edition. And the purpose of this custom GPT is to write high-performing LinkedIn articles in his voice and style to craft witty, thoughtful, and value-adding comments and replies. So it's already seen my replies and realizing they are witty, very complimentary, isn't it? And thoughtful and add value-adding that drive engagement and deepen connection, right? Writing style parameters, okay? I have not fed it with any of this other than just links. And it's given me this. So actually, this is really fun to sort of work out what vibe you give out online, right? So professional but fun, supportive, informed, not preachy, British tone. Well, I'm glad they got that bit right. Preferred, not overly stiff or formal. God, this is good. It's like going to therapy. This is right. No Americanisms unless it's character driven. Avoids exclamation marks and dashes. Thank you very much. Prefers emojis in moderation, reflective style, open to win. So you can see how this is really cool and it reflecting back to you exactly how you do it. Post types that work well, professional wins wrapped in business insights, right? Rants with humor, simple punchy reflections, anything relatable to small business owners doing 250 to 1 million. Comment tone, occasional humorous, so it's posh dogs tax. I guess that's just a nod to the kind of work that we do. And a few other bits in here, and saying what this custom GPT can do, right? So it's now saying the whole point of this is it does this, right? So it needs to, you give it a hook, idea, or loose draft. So this is for the article, a voice style preferred, if different from usual. So if it's not, if I don't say that, then it's just going to go with what it's already gleaned from my posts. And an optional example of a past high performer. So basically it's trying to say, look, hey, we want to have these bits because that's what works well in the content because you've used a personal story in there. And then it's going to suggest headlines and opening hooks for my posts. It's then going to write the full article in my voice. It's going to give me emoji choices, comment prompts, and hashtags if desired. So I love that, right? So that's the net newsletter section. The LinkedIn commentators comment section reply generator is going to give me a post. So basically you have to give it a post that I want commenting on, right? The intention. So do I want to have it as a humorous or insight? And any quick thought that I had about that comment that I'd like to comment back on. And it will draft the comments, offer a tone variation, suggest a punchy follow-up line if needed, right? Love it. So now what it's going to ask me to do is, would you like me to now build the GPT, so custom instructions for GPT builder, generate some examples based on the post that you shared, package this as a one-click GPT thing. So what I'm going to do is basically going to say, just build the GPT instructions. So I'm just going to say number one, and then I'm going to show you how to create this custom GPT. And by the way, you will need to have the £20 a month version of ChatGPT to put a custom GPT together. So that's just the only caveat with this. But I hope through demonstrating this to you and showing you all these mass amounts of GPT, which I'll go to in a second on my left-hand side here, that this is well worth the investment from my point of view as a small business owner. Okay, so this is the custom GPT setup. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take this piece here, which is basically the kind of almost sort of better organized version of what we had, and I'm going to copy it, right? You can see here in important notes, it's actually started to reference some of these links to further information. And I'm going to then go back and I'm going to go on the left-hand side here to go GPTs, okay? So this is what you've got to do to create custom GPTs. And you can go see other people's GPTs that you could use. So if you want to have a play, you can find other people's stuff. But if you want to create my GPTs, you can go into my GPTs here. And these are all the GPTs that I've created for myself. Again, I can go into that in a second. And then I can go press create a custom GPT. Now, the best thing to do is to expand this out, which is the instructions part, and just paste everything that you just seen into the instructions piece there, because that's what this is. And then what you do is you copy this name and description part. I'm just going to copy this and press close. And I'm going to paste this into the description part here. And I'm then going to also then cut the name piece out. So that description piece now is what it's offered me in here. So you can see this GPT helps Richard Woods write high-performing LinkedIn articles and craft clever responsive comments and replies It knows its tone, business goals, and audience, primarily for UK-based entrepreneurs doing 250 to 1 million. And to be honest with you, I'm probably going to edit that because I want to make sure that it's got exactly the right tone. I'm going to get rid of this bit in here. So LinkedIn partner. And I'm just going to edit this piece because we help people doing no revenue. So from 0 revenue to 1 million in revenue, that's actually who we help, not from 250 K, because we help people go from no revenue to 1 million in revenue. That's our sweet spot. But I'm going to double check this. So this is the instructions. One, it's going to do this. It's going to have all these different tones in. Love the look of that. And then important modes, only use emojis, don't use hashtags, avoid sounding too polished or corporate. Lovely. That works well for me. Okay, good. So we've got these pieces in, and I just do conversation starter. Create newsletter can be one. Create comment can be the second. Okay. So when I press these buttons, it will know that I've instructed it to do one of those two functions within this. And so I've got all the right stuff in here. And then the last thing I'm going to do is give this a little icon. So I'm going to use DALL-E, which is the image generator. And it's going to then generate a icon for this GPT. So it's going to create a nice little image in a second. It just normally takes a little while. And then as soon as it's done, I'm going to press create and we're going to have a play with it. So come on. Okay, perfect. So, there you go. Nice image. Okay, we'll go with that. Okay, so I'm going to press create and I'm going to give it anyone with a link. I'm going to press save. And now I'm actually going to give you guys this link that you can play with it as well. So if you want to go and talk in my voice, may contain that requires previous authorization such as brand names, trademarks. Okay. Violate, so trademarks or copyright authorized. Okay, so let me just double check. So sometimes in here you can overput content. So what would that be? So just actually I can just fix this bit. So something in here has created a brand name. What have we missed? Thesis process, LinkedIn profile. So I'm going to just get rid of the LinkedIn profile bit. I don't know if that's the problem. Shouldn't be, but sometimes if you use the word LinkedIn in a GPT, it doesn't like it. I've noticed that before. And I'm just going to VAT. I think this is okay. Oh, it gives you a post. So I'm going to say, instead of LinkedIn post, I'm going to say social media. I don't know why it does this, but if you say like a Facebook post or Instagram post or a LinkedIn post, suddenly the word LinkedIn actually becomes a problem with the GPT. And so I've learned this through doing this. And actually, I've got BBC The Apprentice finalist. No, that'd be a problem. Create a social media post. I think that's okay. So let's try this again and press create and press save. Now, is this going to be the solution? Here we go. Okay, so hang on. What we can do here. So guys, this is a really good on the fly example. So what we do here is that we keep this in draft. And I think what we do is we come out of it and we actually do the diagnosis with ChatGPT. And so you go create a new chat and go, I am getting copyright restrictions when publishing this GPT. Can you see why? And then this is the instruction. And I have had this before, and even though that they are writing the instructions for you, sometimes you just got to go through this. It's triggered by, okay, so it's basically triggered by my own thing. And okay, it's the BBC The Apprentice finalist. Okay, so because I'm using this trademark, which quite rightly I could use because I was a finalist on the BBC Apprentice, I can just go into that now and change that. So let me go into GPTs, go into create GPT. I'm just going to chuck it all in here again. I'm just basically creating a brand new one here. And I'm going to get rid of, actually, I'm going to get rid of that piece. And then we'll be able to do this. Okay. So sometimes it's good to see all this in action, isn't it? Because then you can actually see this. So I'm not even going to bother to get rid of the LinkedIn stuff now. I'm hoping that that will be no problem then. And so I'm just going to quickly just do these copy and paste bits as we talked about. Stick the description in the description, and then conversation starts here. Newsletter, and then comment. Lovely, good stuff. Right, create. Press save. Okay, let's go. Come on, make my day. What happened there? Hang on. Have I still got it in here, guys? Can you see it anywhere? Where have we got it? Where have we got it? Da, 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 da. Mm-hmm.
Richard, you've still got a
Where's that, Alan? Sorry, you muted and then went. Tell me, did you see your seat? Is it in there? Did you say you saw it? Or you're muted, Alan, or you've disconnected. Can anybody else see it?
Yeah, number one, right LinkedIn article.
Oh, okay, right. So write article. Yeah, so I can take out all the LinkedIn phrases in here. LinkedIn shouldn't be a problem. We're just gonna go with it. Let's just take out all LinkedIn references now. Okay. I think that should be okay now. Let's give it a bash.
It's also in the description.
Ah, there you go. So this could have a problem. Was it going to let us play? Okay, 2 seconds.
And remember, you've got the description in the instructions as well.
There you go. I think that will be it. Thorpe. Now Richard was edition. Let's just go. Okay. All good learning, guys. So you can see where the hey. Thank God, I was starting to worry then. Right. So I'm going to put this into the chat. So now you guys can have a play with it. And I'm going to then show you guys here. So I'm going to then, I can then go in and configure that. I can share it and I can then copy link and we can go and create some fun with this, right? So let's go down to the latest thought partner in here and we'll go click on this and it will pop up as a new conversation. And when we jump on it, all right, come on. Here we go. Right, thought partner. So I can go in and say, right, I want to do a newsletter. And it will then see that I've said newsletter and it's going to then start to then ask me questions about it. So what's the topic or theme? Who is it for? Any structural format you're after, and any key points or updates you'd like to include. So what I should say is something like, write an article about, so I'm going to say about creating a custom, oh, hello, custom GPT and not having reference to brands in there if you want to share. Say I got caught out on a demo in front of business owners with this, and it was embarrassing. The thing, then give 5 tips for creating a custom GPT for writing content on social media and how to do it well and quickly for great content. Cool, right? So I can just throw that in there now. So I gave a little bit of an anecdote, and now it's going to then create this in my style. And can you see immediately as you scan this, this content is short, sharp sentences like the examples that I gave to it. Also, it's very conversationalist and also a bit funny, right? So I got caught out mid-demo in front of 30 business owners, right? So this is like straight away, great hook. What a great hook. And then I built a custom AI assistant to help me write content. It trained in my voice, tone, everything. And I was flying, spitting out ideas, hooks, comments, all spot on. Then someone asked, could I see what's it referencing to write that? And then it's when I realized I left the original AI training instructions full of brand references and jargon. I mean, this is now not following actually what happened. So I'll have to go back and fix this. But I think the demo here is actually showing you how that grows a nice intro and then grows into these lovely 5 tips. And it's very much in my voice and also has a real nice, simple structure to it. And so that for me helps you to give a flavor for it. Now, what I could do is say, can you add a CTA to get the replay of the live session? Comment GPT below. So that could be the call to action that we'll add into the article. And then I can say, actually, it was a copyright issue with publishing the GPT and publishing the GPT, and I had to remove reference to the word LinkedIn and also BBC, and then I was able to publish and share the custom GPT. Great. So now I'm having a conversation with it. Can you see how this is now like you could not, this isn't just bland, regurgitated LinkedIn content. This is actually me and a real life scenario, and boom, I've got a great piece of content and it's real. And now it's giving some tips, and it's also going to have a call to action that could generate some leads at the bottom for me. So here we go. Want to see it in action? Drop GPT below. Perfect. And now I can simply just copy and paste this. And the beauty of this is that I could then create a custom image. So I could then just screen print. There you go. I could screen print here. I could then screen print this this video. I could then go and paste that image as part of, and I won't do because obviously you guys are on it, but I could do that as part of the demo for the image for the post, and it'd be perfect. So that's one of the ways. Now, when you create a custom GPT, the chat goes like this. So then if I re-click this and create a new chat here, and I can go new chat, it's going to store this chat here, and now I can go comment, and now I can actually then start to comment back on other people's comments. So now if I go on to here and I go check out someone else's comments here, so this is the latest post that I did. Oh, hello, and discard, and I can go to my comment section. And so if I go down here and I want to go and comment back on someone, I can just simply copy and paste this person in here. And I can, once I've copied and pasted them, go into the comment section, and I can go and paste the comment in here. And I'd also go back onto this and take the original post and go take this, copy link to post, go back to here, and I would then go, original post, yeah, and then, oh, did that, oh, no, yeah, original post, and then Control V, oh, no, I must have not copied the post link. Give me like 2 seconds. copy link to post, good stuff, go back to here and paste that into there, great, comment below and bam. So now it's going to take that person's comment, the original post, and I can then go back and I can just then comment back and go, great. And this will be in there. So totally agree. AO is like a genius for short-term memory loss. Brilliant, but AIM or whatever, I'm going back. Now, because I've done that, I can now go back to this post. I can reply to Lyndon's comment, but also I don't need to keep on giving a new post. I can then just go and this, and now it's going to then give me another example of this. And I can just literally go through all of my comments. So bam, 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 copy, paste. Or more importantly, once I feel like this is actually nailing it, I never have to edit these, then my team can use this link that I've just shared with all you guys and then do the commenting back for me to this post. So now they can speak in my voice, manage my LinkedIn account, create content for me, create comments. And if I'm getting overwhelmed by the amount of comments that I'm getting on LinkedIn, I can then outsource the replying and interaction. And the same with my inbox, right? So when I'm getting DMs into my inbox on social media, then I can also use the similar model to be able to comment back to people from my inbox. So you can see how it can be hyper valuable on both points. Cool. Okay, gang. So I hope what I've just showed you there was of value and you've taken something from it. I'm hoping that you're not sitting there like Sue with looking like her mind has been blown. Or both Sue. Sorry, there was both. I've got both Sue Ellen and Sue Woodruff in there. But hopefully, I was talking to Sue Ellen there, by the way, but only because we know each other, so I didn't. She doesn't mind me pulling her leg. But hopefully, you guys will see that this is capable. This is possible. This is how AI is going and how we can tailor things. And our entire product has got now inbuilt AI assistance into each part of what we do, because I can then create these little task bots for clients to interact with, and I can share those links to be able to help with other people. So I'm going to take some questions and I really help, but I'll just stick around for 2 seconds. I just want to show you something, guys, that you can get some time with us to be able to look at your LinkedIn structure and how it works. So I'm going to take Deborah's question in a second, but before I do, I just wanted to essentially give you all the opportunity to jump onto a free LinkedIn profile audit with us. And it's an absolute free opportunity for you guys to have me and one of the team jump into your profile and give you some tips and help and advice. So let me just kind of get the link up here just so I can share it. And we only have a few of these. And in fact, we only have 2 of these. There's 2 available slots that you can jump onto now. And in this session, it's a totally free session. We will look at your LinkedIn profile. We'll look at your headline, your profile banner, your recommendations, how you're generating leads, even discuss what you've talked about today with you. It's a totally free session. There's 2 available slots in there, 11 o'clock and 4 o'clock on the 29th. If you can't make either of those 2, then please do put into the chat wait list, and we will add you to the wait list, and we will message you and arrange an appropriate time for you to be able to jump on and be able to get a free profile audit for you. So even if you've had one before, just put wait list down and we can then reach out to you and just see where you're at. But if you have not booked one and you can make either of those 2 dates, please do jump in there and just book in. If not, put down waitlist in there. And thank you, Rachel, who said, Joey did an excellent session for me, very helpful. It's very kind of you. And if you have had a good session with one of our people on a audit, do let people know in the chat now that, if you found it useful. Great. Okay. Deborah, over to you. Question.
You may have actually answered one of my questions. I have 2 questions. So the first question was, the session that I booked on for this was called all-star LinkedIn profile. And so I wondered, had I booked on the wrong thing, or is that the audit?
Flora, have I just given the complete wrong presentation? I'm on holiday. I mean, it could happen,
Oh,
Deborah. Honestly, I am on. I'm
no,
still.
it may be the right one. And because don't get me wrong, it was very useful. But what I thought I was booking onto and what was in my diary was it did say all-star LinkedIn profile. And then I thought, if I book for the audit, that will answer that bit. But I don't know. Did anyone else? What is it in everyone else and anyone else?
Flora's saying it's next week. So next, are you UK based, Deborah?
I am, yeah.
Great. So 2 o'clock next Wednesday, we're going to be doing all-star LinkedIn profiles. So in there, we'll be talking about creating your profile like a landing page. So you probably saw
Yeah,
one
yeah.
for 2 weeks
Yeah.
or a week's time.
That's how eager I am for your content.
Well, it's like double bubble. You got surprise GPT
I
today.
know.
Next
And
week
this
you get
was
all-star
very
profile. And in between, if you
okay.
like, we can actually audit your entire LinkedIn profile and give you personalized
Yes.
tips.
Yes,
Not to
this is so
line.
brilliant. The other thing, very quick question was because obviously this was all geared towards ChatGPT, which is my go-to anyway. But other folks are telling me Claude and other platforms. So I just wasn't sure. Does it work for the others? Because I haven't used Claude yet. I was going to mess around with it, so I wondered, does it work for Claude?
Yeah, it does. I mean, I'm a big
Okay.
believer of go deep, not wide. So
Hmm.
the nuances between them and the differences between them are so minute that only the mega advanced techie is going to
Yeah,
really
they
care.
are. I'm from a
My
tech
advice.
background.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, then
Yeah,
maybe
so
you will
probably it's
know.
the tech people. Yeah, it's probably and it's techies that have been telling me, Claude.
So
Yeah, okay.
and to be honest with you, it's the same fish, different sauce, right? So I'm a big believer of the more that you spend on a software, it's like being an Apple versus a
Mm,
Microsoft. They both are going to get you to the same place. You just one's a bit different and one's a bit more
okay.
popular, one's a bit cooler. So I would for certainly 99% of the people that I hang out with, including myself, and I hang out with myself a lot. But
Yeah.
it's the deep, not wide. Like you just the more you spend in it, the more you learn a system, the better
Mm,
you are. It's far better to stay in one silo than
okay.
worry about like
Yeah.
diverging your time across all the platforms, particularly if you start doing
Okay.
things like custom GPTs.
Cool. Thank you for that. Thanks.
Last point on that, because I think it's an important point. Remember, every conversation, you're educating the GPT more and more on you. And so if you are diluting your conversations across many GPTs, you're actually diluting the learning across them.
Hmm.
So they're not giving you're not giving it what it needs, which is more data. So the more data you give it,
Mm.
the better it'll be.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was thinking because I've been using ChatGPT for over a year. I've gone into the settings and I've personalized it so it knows a lot about me. And like you say, I can just upload my CV or whatever, and it just knows me. Obviously, I tried something similar with Claude the very first time. Obviously, it doesn't know me from Adam.
Yeah.
So it was a very bland response. So I just wondered, should I be spending a bit more time with Claude? But no, I'm very happy with ChatGPT.
Yeah, exactly. Well, good. That's exactly what I'd recommend. So wicked. Okay, Deborah. Good to see you, by the way. Welcome, welcome. Sue Ellen, good to see you. So have we picked you off the floor? Yeah.
Uh,
Uh,
no, it was okay. I wasn't really lost. I used ChatGPT for creating posts and for replies, but I don't have the paid version. So what you were doing, I can't do. So I may have looked a bit sort of less focused.
and I'm
But
only pulling your leg. I'm only pulling your leg. The
I know,
what
but I
what you can do is so if you want a super tip, if you're using a free version of ChatGPT, what I would do, let me just share. If you want to make sure it's getting um, a kind of set of instructions that you can put in before each chat that will really help it. So we do this for clients. And so if I go back to that GPT creator, custom GPT for LinkedIn. So what I'm going to do is can you create a set of instructions, actions for me to post before a convo with GPT when I am writing a newsletter, writing a newsletter. Right, good. So what it's going to do, it's going to give me this set of instructions that basically is a single prompt that is going to allow me to do it. So this is my newsletter writer primer. Use this before you start a convo with GPT. It's even using my language. That's hilarious, right? And so then this, I can then take this and I can copy and paste this into like a Google Doc or a Word doc and have this ready and waiting for me. So before I want to write any article, and you could give this to your VA. So a lot of us will have VAs that don't have premium ChatGPT. And so we provide VAs. By the way, one of the services we offer is we provide VAs for clients who are trained on all the stuff that you see today. And so we create a doc that our VAs then prime the GPT with before, and then they'll use this. So so we can then copy this, and then when we start a new project just on the general chat, we can then paste this in, and then this becomes just the paste document, and then it'll say, great, spot on for the primer, clean, very good. I can actually turn this into it's trying to now turn it into a custom GPT. But ultimately, this is a primer that then we say, hey, can you actually use this for a newsletter? So I would let me just show that again, because obviously that demo didn't go. I have a newsletter about 7 ways to use SEO for AI in 2025, right? So that could be the title of it. This is a bit about me, and I think here we go. I'm just going to get rid of the bits of ChatGPT at the start. That was the problem. And then this bit at the back, right? And then I'm going to go bam. And now this should then create that article for us. Here we go. Subject: SEO isn't dead, it's evolving fast. So it's basically kind of doing everything the custom GPT would have done, but with a primer.
Brilliant.
And the downside of this is, with my custom GPT, it's going to keep on learning and getting better and all the improvements, and I can keep on editing those instructions to make it better and better and better. Whereas doing it this way, you're not going to have that kind of deep learning within the one GPT. However, you can keep on editing this primer for it. But here you go. Here's a cool little
Brilliant. Lovely. Thank you. Also, I do have a question. You mentioned emojis. I always delete those when I use ChatGPT because I think it will tell people that I'm using ChatGPT. So I take the emojis out.
Well, it depends. If we can all remember pre-AI, did you use emojis? I did.
Probably.
Yeah. So if you're an emojier, continue to be an emojier. If you are not an emojier, don't emoji. That's a very 2025 conversation, isn't it? Right.
Oh, for God's sake.
I love it. My son would be dying if he heard me talk about stuff like this.
Okay, lovely.
I
Thank
must
you.
say, Sue, I do the same. I remove the emojis because I think it's a dead giveaway. As are they called M dashes? The dashes?
Yes,
Yes,
yeah.
I was just
Yeah.
going to say exactly that. I was going to say those long dashes, always take them out.
Yeah.
And put
Same
an
here.
old-fashioned comma.
And comma.
An
Oh my
old-
gosh. Are we old school? I do the same.
Yeah. No, and that in itself is the instruction you give ChatGPT to use commas, not dashes. And so that's how
Oh, right. idea.
that's how you're
Good
training
idea.
your GPT to speak like Sue Ellen, as opposed to speak like, you know, an AI thing. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
That's cool. I've got time for another question. If anybody's got a question, I haven't been able to keep track of the chat. So if anybody's got something in the chat, please do let me know if anybody's got anything in the chat. But if anybody's got a question, feel free to ask it now. Do remember, guys, we have the fact that you can book into one of these appointments on LinkedIn for breakfast, where we do the free LinkedIn profile audit. And so thank you for the people that have already said in the waiting list there. So if you haven't had one of these and you want to be added into the waiting list, my team will reach out, say waiting list in the chat. I know a few of you had already. And also thank you to the people that already started the book. A few of those is in there. Great. Any further questions that we've got? Okay. I hope that helped. So thank you all. If you're $1 Million Sprint, I will see you in 5 minutes for our drop-in clinic. If you are linked to for breakfast, I'll see you next week at 2 p.m. UK time, 9 a.m. Eastern time, I think it is, for the next one, which is the All-Star Luck profile. Thanks all. I hope that helps.
Richard, I just had one
Oh, go for it, Deborah.
query. So I've booked in for the profile some one of the questions that I would ask you or your team is, I actually have 2 LinkedIn profiles, and there was a very good reason for that, because I was living 2 separate lives. But having been made redundant, I'm wondering whether to merge those lives together, because admin in 2 LinkedIns. So would that be something I could cover on my audit?
I would immediately answer that to you. You want to delete one straight away. So we've
Really?
had, what happens is we've had clients we've started working with, and they've had both accounts basically taken down by LinkedIn for violation of the LinkedIn rules by having duplicate accounts, 2 accounts. And if you're logging in on the same IP address into both ones, then it's going to find, even if they're different names, it's going to ping up to LinkedIn that you're running it. And it could be completely innocent and totally, people have done all the time. They've got their corporate business profile for work, and then they got their side hustle business.
That was what mine was. Yeah.
Always happens, and we're constantly trying to unwind that. So I would immediately choose your oldest, ideally, and then delete the other one. And then I'd quickly then start to just basically, you know, merge that into being the one Deborah. So combine you.
I'll speak to you. I'll speak to the person that think, I wouldn't know which one to delete, because they are both very different. One's corporate tech and the other is health and social care. Very different audiences.
Which one is the business you want to take forward?
The health and social care one, which is, but that's the newer one. It's the other one that's 15 years.
Yeah. Oh, 15 years.
Yeah, and the other one, health and social care, which something I've moved into, is about 5 years.
Oh, okay. So it's still got longevity in it. How many connections you got in the social?
Health and social care, I would say about 250, 300 or something. I looked the other day. The other one, just under 1,000. It's an interesting. We can talk. Yeah.
But the 250, are they good potential opportunity type connections?
I don't know. It's something I've got to figure out which way. Having been made redundant, I'm deciding, do I go corporate or do I go health and social care?
Yeah, I think it's really easy. Whichever one of those 2 you want to take forward. If you want to pursue the corporate side, then that. If you want to pursue the business side, then you keep that one. But whatever you do, make a decision, because if you're starting to work on both, you can only be weeks away from potentially being banned, days away potentially. You just don't know. It will just come out of nowhere, and you won't know what you did. It will just take down them. So you're best off deleting one as soon as possible.
Okay, something for me to think about. Sure. Thank you. Yeah.
Good luck.
All right, thanks.
Right.
I probably won't do the decision, but definitely when I've booked him for the audit next week, and
Yeah.
maybe after that it will help me decide which one's got to go. But understood.
No worries, no worries. Well, look, guys, I'm going to close this room. So $1 Million Sprinters, I'm going to close, and then I'm going to reopen the room. So jump back into it. And LinkedIn for Breakfasters, big love. Take care. See you on the flip side. Cheers.
Bye.
All.
Thank you so much.
Toodles.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.